Hello, today we have a quick video on heat and temperature. And these are both things that we have talked about before, so hopefully this will seem familiar. So obviously heat and temperature are related, but they are not totally the same thing. Heat is a type of energy. So that means heat can be gained or lost, transferred from one object to another. Temperature, on the other hand, is the measure of the average kinetic energy of the substance's particles. So if something has more heat, the particles have more average kinetic energy and thus would have a higher temperature. But temperature cannot be transferred from one substance to another. Heat is transferred from one substance to another, which would then result in a higher temperature. So, as a review, and we've had this before, if the particles are moving faster, they have higher average kinetic energy and will then register a higher temperature. And then our last bullet point on here, heat always flows from high to low or from hot to cold until an equilibrium is established. So if you open up your refrigerator in the summer, you are not letting the cold out. That is not a thing. The heat from the room is flowing into the refrigerator, which would then increase the temperature in the refrigerator. So then it has to kick on in order to remove that heat and cool down. That is why when we have a power failure in the summer, they tell you to limit the amount of times that you open the refrigerator. So the less you open it, the colder it will stay because then the heat will not flow into there. All right, so we have three quick questions. So, question number one, we have two systems at different temperatures and they have contact with each other. So they're touching each other. Heat will flow from what to what? So heat has to flow from high to low or from hot to cold. Now, with this question, we have some of our temperatures in Celsius and some of them in Kelvin. So we have to convert one or the other in order to compare them. So 20 degrees Celsius, if we added 273 to that, that would be 293 Kelvin. So that is not going to be our answer. 30 degrees Celsius would be 303 Kelvin. So that also is not our answer because we got to flow from the higher temperature to the lower temperature. 40 degrees Celsius would be equal to 313. So 313 to 293 would be our answer because that's going from a higher temperature to a lower temperature. And just to do our due diligence, 50 degrees Celsius, that would be 323 Kelvin. So that also would not work. Number two, which is not a form of energy. So light is a type of energy. Temperature is not. Temperature is a measurement of the kinetic energy of the particles. Heat is a type of energy and motion is a type of energy. And then lastly, in which sample do the molecules have the greatest average kinetic energy? So when we get this question, we need to pick the one that has the highest temperature. So that is all that we are looking at is the temperature, highest temperature. So that is our answer.